You know, in Tibetan Buddhism, whatever you did wrong, it is not hopeless. I mean, even like in Christian, there's a special box where you go there and confess, isn't it, in church? So confess means the negative karma has one quality, that is you can purify. You can purify negative karma, that's the quality of negative karma. Therefore, if you did something wrong, which means we always does something wrong, and if you are a practitioner, that's the difference. If you are not practitioner, then maybe it's hard for you to understand. If you are a practitioner, there are many ways to confess. We confess to Buddha or Bodhisattvas. We confess through recitation of sutras. We confess through mantra. So we just confess to the whoever the subject is. For example, if you are practicing, there's a special practice in Vajrayana called Bodhisattva, one deity special for purification. We do the visualization, recitation practice to confess whatever you did wrong. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to ask you travel around the world in different parts of the world, and people ask you questions about their difficulties, no? Do you see that people from different parts of globe, they ask different questions, or it's pretty much the same?
Very different, you know. Sorry, I wanted to say not much difference. And Tibetans does ask almost none when teachers teach. Not only Tibetan, Chinese Buddhism, most Asian country, you know, Buddhism, because how they grew up and the teacher teaches and student practice. But other countries like, you know, in the West, they ask a similar question what you ask, except we have private interviews, we call interview. At that time they ask a lot of questions about relationship, etc. So it's very common, you know, it's not much difference because what we are going through is pretty much same, you know, the same question. Yes.
It's a question about karma. As I understand it, we continue coming into reincarnating into future lives because of negative karma.
And positive karma both.
And positive. But my question is basically, if our end goal is obviously not to continue this cycle of coming into life and so on, what practical teachings, in a nutshell, does Tibetan Buddhism give us so that we can reduce the number of times we have to reincarnate?
What do you mean, to stop the incarnation?
Exactly.
Oh.
To stop the vicious cycle.
That's what we began with meditation and slowly. Entire practice of Tibetan Buddhism is emphasized not stopping reincarnation. Nobody can stop reincarnation, but you reincarnate better and better, and slowly once you realize the potential of Buddha nature through meditation and purification, then you become, you know, highly realized like Bodhisattva or Buddha, and then that is the destination in Tibetan Buddhism. Once you become enlightened, then you do emanate for benefit for others. Like Iswan's Kamapa is the 17th reincarnation, which means he didn't reincarnate because of the karmic force. Rather, he reincarnated purposely to help others. So, we can't really stop reincarnation that way. There's no tool. Rather, we purify our negative karma and do positive things and slowly so we achieve enlightenment. That's the destination. Yes?
I have two questions.
Mm-hmm.
If you're the boss and the people that you employ are not doing a good job and you have to get angry at them or make them work, how do you get angry at them without being angry inside? That's my first question. Second question is, people that live in poverty, is that their karma to be in poverty?
Good question. To be boss is more like to be teacher, almost same. My position is almost same as yours if you are boss. It takes skill. The skill means people can make mistake, but you don't want to correct every minor mistakes. Small mistakes here or there, you don't want to, like every time I know sometimes, you see something wrong, oh, this is wrong, that's wrong. You want to just, of course, check it. When you see somebody make a little bit of mistake, you try to, kind of collect together. Then what you would like to do, I never took care of such job thing, but I think most important part is that once it's enough, you want to have a meeting. At meeting you want to be calm, not angry, calm, but you want to explain details, everything what's going on. That's the first choice. Second, then if they do again and again, then maybe you have to show your wrathful side a little bit, You have to balance between those, Because as a teacher, I can't show the wrathful side, pretend I'm so nice. Smile all the time. But in Tibet, teachers are actually quite different because we, as a student, follow the master step. If the master beats us, we consider it a blessing to remove obstacles. When you really have that kind of confidence, it works. Yes. The second question was poverty. Yeah, definitely. That is the result of stealing or robbing other people or taking other people's possession. That is the second aspect of the negative karma of body, stealing. The result will be poor and experience a lot of hunger, thirst, etc. Any other questions?
You mentioned 6 poisons earlier. Can you repeat the 6 again?
6 poisons are desire, anger, ignorance, jealous, greedy, and pride.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Is desire an old virtue also?
Sorry?
Did you say desire is an old virtue also?
Non-virtue? Yeah, the negative side of desire. Desire has many aspects. One of the desire is sexual desire. It's not really considered a virtue. It is not really positive thing. It does create negative karma too. Sexual desire, because you have strong affective emotion, and when you does that, and it has consequences. Especially when you have missed sexual contact with other beside your own committed person. Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm.
If I remember correctly, one of the 7 postures where you
Mm-hmm.
ring finger
Mm-hmm.
to stop negative energy.
Mm-hmm.
So is that what married people do? What is that actually? Can you elaborate on that?
That has to do with practitioner who really practicing the channels and these things. No, it is not really the couples, but practitioners really practice on channels, and sometimes, due to physical condition, some people are very sensitive to lose this by itself, so it helps to block that negative energy. Maybe last question? Yes.
I'm not sure if I understood properly regards
No, good.
karma. Is it really possible for one to get enlightened in one lifetime?
Mm-hmm. Yes, the Lord Milarepa and all the oceans, like Tibetan masters and the masters, become enlightened within one life by practicing correctly the tantric practice of Tibetan Buddhism. Mm-hmm. Plus, Milarepa was what's the word, sinner. Early years he killed about 33 people. His life story was very tragedy. Later on he confessed, that's why he was exceptional practice, because what he did. That's why he practiced on mountains, caves, unlike other masters. Very, very special master, become enlightened within one life. That is an example.
But it's only possibility for spiritual people, for ordinary people or normal people, it's not possible that?
Ordinary people has to practice constantly, and also one of the reasons why the Tibetan book about death is for that reason, because death is an opportunity to become enlightened. When you go through death process, it is a huge subject in Tibetan Buddhism, how you die and what kind of experience you will go through, and how to practice through this process. So definitely, you can achieve enlightenment. Last?
Yes, plus, are you practicing the 5 Tibetan rites?
5 what?
Tibetan rites. There are 5 exercises, which there is
Oh.
and so on.
I don't do that, but we have, when you do 3-year retreat, we have like total maybe 50 different exercises. I do those, but those very, very private. Yes. Yeah, I think maybe I stop here, and thank you so much, wonderful questions, and if my talk has any benefit, I hope some of them make sense, and able to apply in your life, and able to practice. And as I mentioned that we definitely will have a practice group in the future, and so I would happy to continue to help, and then tomorrow we will have an initiation, and I was asked to give refuge vow tomorrow before we do the general initiation. The refuge vow is basically you take refuge in Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. It's a Tibetan Buddhism tradition, and you receive a new name, and yes, a ceremony goes through that event, and it is absolutely up to individuals. You are totally fine It doesn't mean that once you take refuge, you can't go to church or anything like that, you know. You can go to church, you know. You don't have to change anything when you become Buddhist or practice Buddhism. Simply change your mind, more compassionate, more loving, and more happier through meditation. You don't have to change your clothes, you don't have to change, um, makeup. Maybe not. Anything else, skirts or anything, shoe shine or whatever. It doesn't have to change anything, nails, how they paint. Nowadays they have 5 colors, You don't have to change anything. Simply change your mind, really, compassionate and more care with anybody. Maybe up until now you may not feel that only people are feeling about animals, doesn't feel insects, these are just something nobody, but they are very, very important, creatures that have same feeling like ourselves, want to be happy and free from suffering. So I hope my visit make a little bit sense. And lastly, I'd like to do the dedication of merit of this afternoon session for the benefit of all beings. Especially we dedicate this merit to the world where we have a lot of disasters in different places, they are talking about like World War II, etc. So we really pray for that, nothing will happen, everything goes well. And especially you can also dedicate this merit to your own friends, family who are in sick or difficulties. So we pray for them sincerely. And before we recite the prayer, as we did this morning, I would like to recite the mantra of compassion, Om Mani Padme Hum, and that is dedicated for the 6 realms of samsara, purification of 6 poisons that we described. And first I recite, and then you follow me, and then later we recite together. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 So now we chant with melody. If I have any voice, let's see. Grazie. Somebody says to Jie in Tibetan. Jie. I speak Chinese too. Then about